everybody? Welcome back to the That Hit Deep podcast. I'm your host, Christian Albin. These are my co-hosts, Campbell Winter.
What up, baby?
And Bryce Mermis.
What's up?
So this episode is relationships. We got Macy here. She's our little guest for today. What's up, Macy?
Hey.
I actually wanted to tell you guys this episode is sponsored by the Hallowed Lake Foundation. One of my coworkers, he talked about this to me, and he gave me like a whole giveaway idea that I'm going to do in the second half, so stay tuned for that. But basically, Hallowed Lake is a nonprofit, veteran-owned fishing lake where these veterans can go and relax and have a chance to fish. And basically, he's just trying to start up this business, and he's doing it. It's really cool. Like,
amazing thing he's doing.
Yeah, we talk about it at work all the time. It's really, really interesting. But he's doing a giveaway for Mother's Day, and he's sponsoring it for us. It's pretty cool. It's a cutting board. It's actually really nice.
Yeah,
board.
it's pretty big too.
Yeah, it's pretty big. So we'll get
and it's
into
handmade. Everything. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, we'll get into that to the second half. So stay tuned. But anyway, I'm going to start off the topics with Bryce. What is your opinion on boy best friends? I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Not allowed.
I'm not a fan
of boy best friends.
I agree.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you agree, Christian?
I think it's fine to have a boy best friend.
Okay, but here's how I look at it. If you guys are dating, your boy best friend should be your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or like your guy best friend should be your
Same way with
boyfriend.
guys and girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vice versa.
Well, I feel like that's kind of unhealthy.
Unless it's like
You can have other friends.
You can have best friends.
You're not going to be controlling about it.
I have multiple best friends.
That are girls, right?
Are girls.
Yeah, and that's understandable because odds are you were friends with them before you guys started dating.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But the thing I hate, and the thing that's happened to me before, is that I have a best friend that's a girl, and she gets into a relationship with this guy, and he like makes her block me on all social media and everything.
Ooh,
See, that's just sign of a toxic relationship or a controlling relationship.
That's what I mean. Like, if you do that, that's jacked up.
Yeah.
Like, that's toxic.
like when you have to block somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can understand. No, I can understand it if they're like flirting with your girlfriend and everything.
Yeah.
But if it's just their boy best friend,
You need to
it's
learn
kind
to
of
trust
ridiculous.
them. Like,
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to lie about where you're going. Like if
Exactly.
you can't
Yeah.
tell your significant other that like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with Bryce tonight, like,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't like that, or like you can't tell them that, then there's probably an issue with it.
We're
and
hanging-
if
we're
they're
hanging
trying to
out tonight.
hide that, that's a big sign. Like if they have to hide it, then
What were
you
saying,
should be
Bryce?
able to talk to them
I
about it.
thought Macy was telling me we were hanging out tonight, and I did not know that.
Just an example, just
But
a
Okay.
reference.
Okay.
we kind of talked about this today in my fourth hour, but someone brought up, I'm not going to mention their name, that they feel numb right now, and like
In their relationship,
and they can't get they don't feel anything, like they can't get attached to anyone. They feel numb right now. Like we talked about that in fourth hour.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
The thing is, I'm not gonna say who this person is because that'd be a little disrespectful, but a lot of people, I feel like don't understand. Like the reason you might feel numb is because maybe you have feelings for that person you were in a relationship with beforehand. Because usually they feel numb after a relationship, right? So I think the biggest thing that I look at is, do you still have feelings for this person you used to be in a relationship with? And I kind of hinted at that. They didn't say anything to me, but whenever I think of how you should feel after a relationship versus how you do feel, a lot of people feel numb or feel like they can't get attached to someone. And I feel like that is because you might still have feelings for this person.
And what would you recommend you do? Like,
I would say just wait, just wait it out.
just like wait it out, like in the relationship you're in, or do you
don't get into another relationship.
Never try to heal something with someone else.
Yeah. That's my biggest piece of advice.
don't try to fill the gap with somebody else.
Because when you're trying to replace that connection, you're going to end up hurting yourself and the other person because you're constantly going to be comparing them to the person that you really are interested in.
That's facts.
And I feel like if you're listening to this and you feel numb right now, you feel like you can't love someone, accept that, and then it'll get better, I promise.
take time to focus on yourself.
Yes.
Like actually focus on yourself. Don't just say that you're going to focus on yourself and go
it'll get 100 times better. I promise
Yeah.
you. When that feeling of when you're finally over someone, it's a feeling like when you're finally over someone, it's so satisfying. It's the best feeling ever.
And then once you're finally done with that, that's when you can start going out of your way and
Just wait for that feeling, because I mean, it's gonna come eventually. And I feel like that's the biggest issue with people getting out of a relationship right now is they feel numb and they haven't felt this way before and they don't know what to do.
And then they try to fill the gap.
And it's really unhealthy. It'll worsen your mental health. You'll question yourself, and then you'll get in that repeated cycle. Like, you get out of this relationship with someone because you don't think you love them, and you'll just be in this cycle of being numb.
You have to love yourself first. If you're in a relationship with someone and you're losing yourself and you're not doing the things that you love and you're not doing things for you, then it's a bad situation, and you should get out of it and then focus on yourself. And once you're healed, then, like you said, you can start dating again or talking, however it goes.
And another thing about that is being happy in a relationship. A lot of people say like, this is something I say all the time. I want to get in a relationship to marry. I'm not going to get in a relationship to... Yeah,
that's the problem nowadays, is people are dating for fun and not for marriage.
Yeah, but that also goes with this. I heard someone say, I'm not going to date someone... I'm dating someone for happiness.
Dumb.
No, I don't think it's dumb.
No, I mean, like, if they're not going for marriage, if they're just going for temporary happiness.
Well, no, not temporary happiness.
But for somebody who makes you feel
and then
like good.
As a bonus, it would be getting married.
Okay, yeah, I can see. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I took that way out of context when you said.
I think that's fine.
Because if they make you feel good about yourself, but they make you happy, then they're doing something right. That's
honestly, happiness is contagious. Like, if you're happy, they'll be. I promise the other person's going to be happy eventually.
And the people around you will see that.
Yeah.
And people always tell you to marry your best friend because you're always going to have the most fun with them and you're always going to feel the most comfortable.
Yes.
Like if you're
and nothing feels forced if they're your best friend already.
Right. And you're always going to find happiness within that person because you're going to enjoy every single minute spent with them. Like, you're going to have hardships because that's part of marriage, but you're going to be willing to overcome it because you know that that's your best friend and you're fighting those together, not one versus the other person, because you're a team.
Yeah. Another thing about getting into relationships, I feel a lot of people worry on if the other person likes them, and they stop worrying about if they actually like the other person.
Explain that. Expand on that.
I think I know what you mean, Christian.
Yeah, like, people will...
I kind of zoned out for half that.
No. They'll be attracted to this person, but they don't realize that they don't actually like this person.
They're not committed to it.
Yeah, but what they're so focused on is that person liking them, not them liking that person.
And there's such a big difference between like and love.
Exactly.
Like, you can like so many people.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you love them. And you're always going to not like something about someone, and you can still love them. But if you only like one thing, then you're not in love with them. You're just in love with the thought of them.
Exactly.
I feel like that's a big part of relationships now. It's I'm dating this person, and that's so great because you have that status in your school or your team or whatever it may be.
Macy, do you have any tips about like communication? 'Cause I'm kind of curious from your standpoint.
Yeah.
From a
So
girl's standpoint.
I'm in a long distance relationship of about 3 hours, and communication is really hard because of the separate schedules constantly.
Yeah.
I would say just setting aside time. Like, it may be really hard and you may only have like 2 minutes to send a text while you're walking to class, or, just a quick phone call before you're going to bed. But if that's all it takes, just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I know I'm really busy today. I just don't have the time to talk. I'm in class from 8 to 5, but I'll call you when I'm done, or I'll send you a text at lunch, whatever it may be. Just
like updates.
Yes.
That's
they're
a big
so
thing.
important.
I think we talked about that earlier too. Like, just updating the person, like your partner, on what's going on is so huge. Like, if you're, the thing is, like, I'll text you and I expect you to text me back soon, And if you aren't, just tell me, like, let me know, like, oh, I'm doing homework, or, I'm I'm going out with the guys or something like that.
Yeah, like say ahead of time that you're not going to be able to respond or maybe not checking your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like, I'm not going to be on my phone for a little bit, so sorry if I don't text you.
Yeah, and those simple
that's
updates
fine.
can be so reassuring.
Yeah.
Like 3 hours without a text, and it's, oh, hey, just after 3 hours, and it's like, what happened to you? Versus before that saying, hey, I'm going to go to Wichita or something, and you know they're going to be driving, so you know they're not going to text you, but just knowing that they'll text you when they can. And so if it's a longer amount of time, then you just know, oh, they're busy. They're not just playing Xbox for 5 hours or something like that.
And
Has that ever happened before?
Without a doubt.
And the biggest thing I also see, with that being said, is to be very clear on what you want to give in a relationship, not just what you want to receive in a relationship. That's so big. Like, because I know, like, people go into relationships thinking, I want this, I want this, I want this, but they're not saying, am I going to be able to give this, this, and this? Like, you got to be able to give what you're receiving. And that's something I also see, and that's what a lot of people get into breakups over in our world. Because, I mean, they'll want so much from this person,
or they'll give so much and not receive.
Never get anything back.
That's another thing. But it could also be the same way around. Like, you could be wanting a lot from this person, and then you're not giving it to them.
Yeah, you're not giving them what they want. You know, it's kind of a one-way street.
It goes both ways, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Love's not just like a one-person thing. You got to have two people to.
Yes, exactly.
And if you want it to work, you'll work around that. You'll do what you can.
There's two sides to every relationship.
Exactly.
Maybe even more. There might be 4 or 5 sides, depending on like how many perspectives you have on a certain topic. But I mean, it's very important to establish. I think I've talked to you about this before. Establishing what you want, what you're in a relationship for, especially right off the bat.
Okay, and that also goes towards, is it good to set goals in a relationship?
Yes,
Definitely.
110%. Goals are a key to a relationship's like thriving, being successful
And growing in your
and growing.
Now here's my
relationship.
question: When do you bring up those goals?
Because
I feel like the time will feel right, you know?
Yeah, if you do it like right away, you don't want to scare them
as
away.
soon as
You
it
know what
feels
I mean?
comfortable.
I feel like everybody's different. It could be 2 years. It could be 3 months, 4 months. Like it's just whenever the time feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to know how they communicate too. I mean, you'll get a big idea of when you should bring up these important.
I feel like
things.
eventually you'll get so comfortable that it just feels natural. Like it doesn't feel like a
Exactly.
burden to talk about
and
it.
you
know?
it should feel natural talking about these topics. Like talking to your partner, especially about how you feel. That should be a huge thing. I mean, that's something that a lot of people also are mistaking. They aren't telling their partner how they feel, and it's a big communication problem.
And with that, like with the effort and what you just said, I've heard like 50-50 in a relationship, and at times that's true, but sometimes like when your partner's having a really hard day, you might have to give 70 for them to just feel 30.
Exactly.
They've had a tough day at work, things just didn't go right, you missed your dinner date. Like you may just have to spend the evening sitting next to them while they're just upset. That may be all they need, just to know that things are okay.
Just your presence there is enough sometimes,
Don't be selfish either.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
Don't expect something after you spent that time with them.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
giving it to them to make them feel better, not to receive something,
Yeah.
compensation.
And
for
I
that.
feel
Doing something for them, not
Right.
yourself.
Yeah.
What I'm about to say, I mean, I forgot what I was going to say.
I was about to say, what are you gonna say?
Okay.
I hate when that happens because like I had a really good idea and then when you
Exactly,
I was like, you have a really good topic going here, and then I forgot my own. So
But I'm gonna. We talked about, what did we just get done talking about?
couldn't even tell you. I'm kind of blanking now. Macy, do you have any other tips on the
Other
top of
tips?
your head?
Now I'm drawing a blank.
Well, we're all drawing blanks here.
I don't know. Maybe like how
Oh.
go ahead and tell us about you and Hunter.
Wait. Before I'm gonna bring that up in a second.
Okay, go back.
I feel like something else that you should establish too is, would you be friends with this person if you weren't physically attracted to them? Would you still date this person if you weren't physically attracted to them? I feel like a lot of people should look at their relationships, reflect on that, and be like,
It's good.
if I wasn't,
Like your best friend.
Yeah.
You should love their personality along with whatever else you like about
and
you
them.
should
people-
be able to love them without the actual label, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you slap a label like we're dating doesn't mean, well, like, just because you guys are friends doesn't mean you can't, like, love them in a sense, you know?
I feel like love is very broad,
Yeah.
but it's also something that should be secluded sometimes. You know?
Mhm.
You shouldn't say.
And make sure it's distributed to the right people, you know?
Yeah. And
If you're
don't.
using it strongly.
I feel like another thing is don't say. This can also scare people. Is like if you say I love you like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to take it slow. Take your time with the relationship you're
Yeah.
in.
And yet again, it should feel natural when the time comes, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people understand how hard a relationship is.
Oh, yeah. You're giving, like,
Yeah.
yourself to somebody else, you know?
Most couples last 3 to 5 relationships. Like most new couples.
Wait, what?
Did you know about that?
What is
What?
What's
I mean,
that?
What does that mean?
Most new couples last 3 to 5 months.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like three to five relationships.
Most relationships last 3 to 5 relationships.
My bad. Most
Like,
couples.
is that a new measure of time? Like 3 to 5 relationships.
Most couples last 3 to 5 months, and I don't think people understand. Like, don't expect this person. I mean, you should get into a relationship for the right reasons, but don't expect this person to be your soulmate right off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
unless you actually genuinely feel that. And a lot of people get heartbroken because their partner doesn't feel the same. But it's hard. It really is hard being in a relationship.
Mhm.
It can take a mental toll on you sometimes being in a relationship, and if it does,
it can be
I think
mentally
we
exhausting.
talked
Yeah.
talked about that in the mental health.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. But that's the reason it causes such a big mental toll is because a lot of people follow an attraction, like they follow attraction instead of actual
Personality.
well, not even personality. They follow this attraction and they confuse it with love. And we
Love
kind of
is-
talked
It's like they kind of
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
desire and they
Yeah.
switch that with love.
And it's
Yeah.
love is not just a word; it's a feeling. Like,
yeah, exactly. I think I talked about this in the fourth hour. Like,
Christian
when you
tried
love someone-
explaining it to me, and I'm like, how do you explain love? Everybody has their own.
love is not just one specific feeling. It is multiple different feelings, and it's so. I mean, it's this bright, warm feeling. A lot of people will say that. It is just this. It's a wide spectrum of different feelings that you have towards this certain person, these certain people. You know, I can say I love Campbell because he's my best friend. You know, and that type of love is a lot different than when I say I love my girlfriend. Or,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's love can be used in many different ways, and I don't think people understand that. Like, it's universal, but at the same time, it's not.
You can give it so many different meanings,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
but it has one universal term.
It's like when people start dating for like 2 weeks or like a month, and they're like, "Oh, I love them." I mean, for some people that may be true. For some people, it may just click, and they know that they found their person. And for other people, it's like you've been talking for 2 weeks, like you don't love that person.
yeah.
I mean, you just barely started to know them. Like,
Yeah. A big thing too is like along with how hard a relationship is there's a power struggle stage 1 to 2 years into a relationship.
it's like 1 to 2, and then like 6
Yeah.
years, and then 10 years.
And basically what happens is you will notice your partner's flaws and you'll get very irritated at them. But when you overcome that stage, you kind of figure, that's the one. After if you get through those power struggles.
But with that, a big thing that I've noticed just in relationships, in not my life, but in my family's lives, is that one flaw could be small enough that you can learn to live with it and just learn to accept it, and you'll love it or you'll hate it forever, however that may be. But if it's like a moral thing, like if it's a moral issue, like they're not saving for retirement, or they never want kids, or they can't keep a job, or things like that, or they like promise they'll do something and it is just repetitive. They're constantly like stealing, or they're constantly doing
that's
something
really good.
bad. Those are issues that are red flags, and you need to realize it when you can. You may love them, but if you guys want to work as a couple that you or just work as friends, you may have to get out of that because it may be harming you to try to love that flaw about them.
Yeah.
As you guys laugh at
I'm
me.
sorry,
laughing at
Macy.
you.
No, we're laughing at Braden.
He dropped our time board.
Macy, that was a really good message you had going there. Thank you for that.
You have to love people for their flaws. Ha ha ha.
But that's definitely something that separates short-term relationships from long-term relationships. Is
For sure.
the power struggle stage.
Yeah.
And how much you're willing to work through it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they may like chomp when they chew their food or something, or they snore. Like, you can get over those things.
Yeah.
I mean, you may have to sleep in
But
separate bedrooms or never eat in front of them. But
That's the big power struggle thing. But anyway, I think that's going to end it off for our first half. Pretty good. Sorry for the brain fart moment that I had.
Yeah. We all kind of just blanked.
Yeah, we literally all of us just stood here and were like, what did we just talk about? What the heck is that, Bryce? I just called you Braden. Oh my gosh. But
Well, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you here in a second. Peace.
Peace.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We just got back from intermission. I think I mentioned our giveaway in the first half. I guess I'll get into that now. Like I said, we're giving away a cutting board for Mother's Day. And this is what Braden's going to be our model for us right now. Braden, bring it in. I don't know if you guys can see it. I know people who are listening to audio, you can't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
It is a.
you'll have to go watch the
yeah.
YouTube.
It'll be on TikTok too. We're going to be promoting it there too.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to get your mother a cutting board,
Handmade.
Handmade. It's actually pretty big and it's really
it's
awesome.
huge.
And it's really cool.
I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but it's huge.
But it's really cool. And we're giving that away. It's going to be over by Mother's Day. Unfortunately, you won't be getting it on Mother's Day. But the competition ends on Mother's Day.
Tell them how to.
Yeah,
get it.
you can enter in. Basically, just message us on Instagram at That Hit Deep Podcast, and that automatically qualifies you. That automatically qualifies you to get in. Jaden shined his.
You're
Bright light
shining
on
me in the light. shining the light in my eyes.
But anyway, you're fine, Jaden. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Jaden.
Thank you, Jaden.
Thank you.
Jaden's a dime. She's Braden's girlfriend.
Ooh.
We're not going to embarrass her right now, but anyway. Also, I want to bring this up.
You never finished how to enter into the.
Yeah,
did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
You did.
my
Okay,
bad.
I'll say it
That's
again
my bad.
because Campbell wants me to say it again. Basically, just message us on our Instagram at That Hit Deep Podcast to enter. I'll say it again. Message us on our Instagram on That Hit Deep Podcast. Anyway, I also wanted to bring up we're on the top 100 podcasts in Ireland and Denmark.
Why Ireland? Like, where is that from?
Thank you to our people in Ireland who are listening to us, and in Denmark. We're number 54.
54th in Denmark, 55
No,
in
no,
Ireland.
No, 54th in
54th in Ireland,
55th
Oh.
in Denmark.
It is crazy. I didn't even know that many people listen to us outside of the country.
Interesting.
Is anybody here Irish besides me?
I have Irish blood. I have
I am
Norse.
too.
Norse
Couldn't even tell you.
I have no idea.
Oh, sweet.
I have no idea. You don't know your origins, Macy? Sorry. Do it again.
I don't
Do it
know.
again.
Nope.
I think like German maybe, but
German?
couldn't tell you for sure.
Oh, well, that's fun. Anyway, I'll actually start it off with you, Macy. So you've been dating Hunter for how many years?
6 years on April 4th.
Ooh, so that was not too long ago.
Yep, on Easter.
6 years, you said?
Yep.
How has that been, your relationship? With the distance and everything.
Distance is hard. I mean, it definitely is probably the most difficult part of our relationship right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been good. I mean, it was really easy when we only lived 3 minutes from each other, and now we live 3 hours. So
Yeah.
things are a little bit different. But
How hard was the transition, like the first month of that? Like, was it difficult, or would you say it was
question after this.
typically easy?
probably the first part was okay, just because I knew he had to go and I knew that he was coming home. But then, like Christmas break, when they got like 2 months and he was home for 2 months, it was super hard for him to go back, and then he crashed his car. And so then
Yeah.
it made it even worse. So I was used to him being home, and then I was paranoid about him crashing his car again when he would finally go back.
Do you have any advice for people who are just starting to get into a long distance relationship? Like maybe they're like how your situation is, their boyfriend's going into college, or maybe their girlfriend's going into college, all that stuff. Maybe they're moving away.
Maybe they're going to separate colleges.
Yeah. Well, do you have any advice for people who are just starting to get into a long distance relationship?
Yeah, definitely. So if your love language is like physical touch or like quality time, it will be much harder for you, and you'll have to work around that.
Why are you
And-
laughing?
Campbell made me laugh.
I looked at Bryce.
Campbell has a baby sock on his finger. We're not going to talk about that, but
Yeah.
we all have baby socks, guys.
I don't.
Why? Yes, you do.
You have two
It's-
or three.
He has like
He's hiding
I
it under
don't.
his phone.
Dude, he has like 4.
Cap.
Oh, don't.
Anyway, sorry I interrupted you, Macy. Go
No,
on.
it's fine. But yeah, so you'll have to like really work on prioritizing your time when you are together and doing things that you enjoy doing. So you're really spending that time together well, and you're getting the most out of it. So then when you're apart again, you know that things are fine and that you're going to make it through, and always look forward to the next time you're going to see each other, even if it's a week or it's a month, or if your significant other is deployed and it could be a year. Always look forward to them coming home, and always let them know how you're feeling. So like if you're having a really hard day, just say, today I woke up, I'm really missing you. And
That just goes back to keeping them updated and
Yeah.
communication.
definitely. And
I'd say that's the biggest thing, looking out at what a long distance relationship.
Yep.
I'm not in one
Yep.
right now, but communication would be the biggest thing.
and trust. It's
Trust.
super important, and it'll look different for everybody because everyone's situation is different. But if you and your significant other love each other enough, then you will have doubt, yes, but it shouldn't be too powerful. Like it shouldn't
Yeah.
overcome you with fear of any time your loved one leaves.
If it is,
That-
then you shouldn't be in that relationship.
Right. If you
Yeah.
can't trust them even to like go out to dinner with someone, or like just with friends, or go out to a party, or spend the weekend with someone at like a different college, like if they have a buddy up in Manhattan for Hunter. Like if you can't trust them to do that, then there's going to be serious problems in your relationship moving forward.
I'd say that's my biggest issue looking in on relationships is trust, because people, they don't trust their partners, and that's one of the fundamental things that you need to have going in a relationship is trusting this person with your whole heart. And if they break that trust, I mean, that's their fault. Like
Nothing you could have done there.
Nothing you
That's
could have
not
done
on you.
there.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't affect how you treat other relationships.
Don't be fearful just because one
Just
guy
because
didn't
one
treat you
guy
right,
didn't
or
treat
one
you
girl
right.
didn't treat you right.
And
Yeah.
don't
You know.
hold past mistakes on new relationships.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because
True.
it could not have anything to do with your
It's not
new
their
relationship.
fault.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
you shouldn't take it out on them thinking that they're going to be the same way.
It's very
Yeah.
selfish of people to
Completely
think
different
that
person.
It's very selfish of people to think that it's going to go the same way. And I know it's kind of hard, trust issues and everything. I've had that before. It's hard to think people are going to change. But trust me when I tell you, it's going to change. Every single time you get into a relationship, don't go into a relationship thinking that this is going to be the same as your last one, because every single person you date is completely different.
Yeah.
and you
every
change as a
single-
person.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it's
yeah,
also about
100%.
you adapting
and you grow and
Yeah, you learn from your mistakes too. It's
Yeah.
not always their fault,
I would say I got into a relationship my freshman year, and I got out of it, and I did something like I was wrong for thinking that this person that I was going into a relationship was going to be exactly like the last person. So I thought they were going to, physically like be the same, like they treat me the same way. They do all the same things, the same tendencies that this other person used to do. And it was wrong for me to think that, because this person was completely different. I mean, they were super nice to me. They, it was a completely different situation, and I thought they would be the same as my ex. And it's wrong to think that. These are completely different people, completely different scenarios, completely different relationships. You should go into it with an open mind, and I think that's one of the biggest problems I see.
Yeah.
you don't want to have too
Agreed.
many
I
walls
agree.
up that you're a threat to
Yeah.
the person you're trying to be with, because
Exactly.
you're not letting them in and you're not allowing them to give you what you need to get better or
Yeah.
to get over
And for
it,
people
whatever.
whose walls are built up, what do you suppose they do, like, before they get into a relationship? do you think they should wait it out?
Yeah.
Wait and see, like,
If their walls are built up, I mean, that's the thing. You shouldn't get into, like, we kind of talked about that in the first time. You shouldn't just get into another relationship right away, you know what I mean? You should wait it out, test the waters, see how you are doing mentally. And if you aren't doing well mentally, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship. I'm just going to say
take that time for yourself.
Take that time for
reach
yourself.
out for help. You know, get back with your loved ones and your family members and gain that connection back. And
take time with them.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about that in the mental health episode. You know, you really do need to. I think it's important to have personal time. I think it's important also to know what it's like to be alone.
Yes.
Because
alone time is so important. If you can be happy and content by yourself, then
then you can be
You should
happy
be
and content
ready,
with another person as well.
and then you know you're in the right state of mind to love someone else and love yourself.
You can't be afraid of being alone. And it's hard. It really is hard. I understand. I completely. But if you want to be in a relationship and treat the person with the full respect and kindness that you should know what it's like to be alone first.
Oh, trust me, I know what it's like to be alone.
So, Campbell, you've been single for how long? I'm not trying to make fun of you or anything.
3 years, 2 years, something like that.
What's your biggest issue for you getting into a relationship? Because you've talked to people.
I'm very selective.
Yeah.
Very,
That's
very
good, though.
picky. Like,
It can be good, yes.
yeah.
It can also be harder to find somebody.
Yeah,
Well, not-
but
not
I would
that.
I
You-
would way
not only-
rather
You don't wanna-
take the time for
Yeah.
it to be right.
And
You're
you
right,
shouldn't
yeah, you're
lower
right.
your standards either just
Yeah.
because you're not finding someone.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
exactly.
Just got to be
I'm
open-minded.
going to agree with Bryce partly on this too, because you shouldn't have really high standards either. You should have standards, yes.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't expect them to be the exact way you're envisioning them.
Don't
be this-
expect
Like
perfect.
this goddess of a person.
Test the
Yeah.
waters. Like
Never
Christian
have a
said.
perfect
Yeah.
boyfriend or girlfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, never try to make up that dream scenario. Like, if you have like a dream house or a dream job, whatever.
That's
But like,
See, I mean, I have like preferences, but I don't have like that ideal figure.
and that's
you know?
good because if you do have that, then anytime you get in a relationship, you'll constantly be comparing to that
to that figure.
Yeah.
to that idea. And as soon as it doesn't line up, you're going to be frustrated and
She's
you're going
not
to get
like-
discouraged.
Yeah. She's not like Kylie Jenner. I'm not going to date her. Like, you know,
That's such a good point though, because like girls, especially with like Instagram models or like
Oh my gosh,
influencers,
yeah.
comparing themselves to them and like knowing that like that's what your boyfriend is seeing, like scrolling through his feed and like saying like I'm
Yeah.
never gonna look like that. I'll never.
Don't
be.
compare yourself to those.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
don't-
so awful.
And honestly, for me, it's not even that I'm like particular about. It's about like communication. That's my biggest thing. Like, okay, so I'm about to get deep real quick. Every time I like am talking to somebody, I do this little test.
I love
But
this test.
I think we've talked about this test a few times.
It's such a good
I feel like
test.
so many people do this. I know I'm not the only one. But you know when you guys are talking like back and forth and you just don't feel like they're putting it like in the effort. So then you just stop talking to them to see if they'll put in the like effort back, to see if they'll take time out of their day to give you like that conversation that you're looking for, you know, to see if they'll give you that engagement back.
Yeah.
But they never do. And
That's
that
the
right there
worst
is
feeling.
why we stopped talking, because you never started that conversation that I was looking for.
Yeah.
You never gave me the effort back. That's always my biggest problem with it.
It's a good TikTok.
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna be good. Yeah.
But stay tuned for that. Look at our TikTok at that
Yeah.
HD podcast.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually we hit 10K.
No.
on
Thank you so
TikTok.
11.2
11.2
right now.
Right now.
Thank you. We
On
gained
TikTok.
what? 1.8
Oh my gosh.
1.6K
In one day.
in one day.
day.
Wait, that was
Before, so
That was
Sunday. That was Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday because it was Monday morning. You told me about it.
1.6K on Sunday. Thank you guys for that so
Yeah,
much.
thank
Thank
you.
you. I mean, it's crazy. I love our fan base. I mean, it's ridiculous the support we've been getting on our videos, and the fan base we've built up. You know, you guys are the reason why I keep wanting to make content. I love it. Like I love
Seeing your
making
guys'
content.
comments and reactions about the content we're putting
And
out
being-
makes me feel so good. And keep asking questions, because I hope we have a Q&A sometime and we can respond to
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
in that Q&A.
And seeing how supportive everybody
Yes.
is,
Yeah.
it's just so
And
amazing.
like we have a genuine audience. Like we have a nice caring, genuine audience who's willing to be open-minded, and that's the thing I'm looking for, and that's the thing that I love about every single one of you guys. I mean, it's so awesome, like going to our page and not even just seeing the likes or the views or anything. I don't really care about that.
It's the comments.
It's the comments and seeing how you guys are perceiving these topics. I love it when you guys open your minds up and like tell me how you feel about this topic. It's so
100%.
Yeah.
that's the best feeling. It's when you get that I don't want to say reassurance from your audience, but like
Just okay. For me, it's knowing somebody is taking something out of it. You
Yeah.
know, like seeing your comments, like, "Oh, this happened to me," and you guys start telling us your story, especially on like the recent TikToks. It's so like reassuring that like you guys are taking something from this.
Just
You know,
reaching different groups of people, like knowing that their situations are similar to
Yeah.
the topics. At
And I
hand
love
here.
that. Like, and I love having this platform for you guys to connect and talk to each other
And
about.
even learn.
Yeah. Because to be honest, some of us are just living the same lives. Like, our dads are all really good at parking. I can probably guarantee that. I mean, am I wrong? Like, they're all. I saw a TikTok and it was like my dad when he's parking, and it's like this expert parking. It's like this super intense scene. I'm like, this is perfect. Like, my dad is literally the best parker I've ever seen. Like, a lot of us, you know, we go home and we watch TikToks on our phone.
Yeah.
Like, we're living the
And
same
it's repetitive.
lives. And I love it when you guys connect over some of the stuff that we put out. It's so reassuring. And like I said, a few episodes, I say it every single episode at this point. I like my main goal is to give you guys a platform that you can connect with, and you can understand me the way I want to understand you. I think I've said that a million times, but
and we are so grateful for like everything that you guys have given us a chance to do. You know, and that's why we're trying to give back to you by our sponsor and stuff like that. You know, by
exactly.
our giveaway.
Howlett Lake, thank you guys. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
awesome. Like, and getting these people who think, you know, this is a good platform is awesome. Like I've had people come up to me and be like, what you guys are doing is so amazing. And it's so, I mean,
And people of all ages. Like
All
I
ages,
was
yeah.
my like target area in my head was like kids our age, but I have like people 50
Yeah.
who have heard about it, like parents.
yeah, my coworker Scott, the one who made the cutting board for us, who has
looks
Hallowed Lake,
amazing.
which looks amazing, by the way. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
He made this, and you know, he came up to me and he's like, I really like what you guys are doing, and that's why he wanted to help us out. And he's like, it's really good for younger people to have their voice out and to talk about topics that other people are afraid to talk about. And that's the best thing to hear, coming from people who just wanted you to understand like what we're going through and how you can help yourself with that, you know.
And some of these topics we take from you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can be your voice.
Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
this episode is because of you guys, because we
Yeah.
saw your comments.
Exactly.
So
Thank you guys. On that note, I think we're gonna end it off. It's a really good episode. We kind of went into a spiel at the end, but
yeah.
thank you guys
Let's
so
do
much.
that.
Remember to enter in the giveaway. Message us on Instagram. That's all you got to do. And we'll see your comments, not your comments, your DMs and everything, and then we'll pick a winner at the.
What day?
It's gonna be it ends on Mother's Day.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you won't be getting it to your mother on Mother's Day, or the person you want to give it to.
But you will get it to them.
But you'll get it to them and
Say happy
and-
late Mother's Day.
belated Mother's Day anyway.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you later.
Thank you. Peace.
Peace.